Breaking news out of Washington State. A possible Travis Decker spotting. Travis Decker, the suspect wanted in connection with murdering his 3 younger girls in early June. A person is claiming they saw someone who looked like Travis Decker on a trail in Snoqualmie Pass, Washington, about 80 miles from where his truck was found abandoned at the Rock Island Campground just west of Leavenworth. Let me share some information on what's being talked about this spotting of Travis Decker, and then we will further discuss. Check it out.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us for ARC Seattle at 10. I'm Steve Solis. We start with breaking news as we come on the air tonight. There's been a possible sighting of wanted murder suspect Travis Decker, the man accused of killing his 3 daughters. King County authorities say he might have been seen on the Pacific Crest Trail near Snoqualmie Pass. Now, the scene has just wrapped up for the night, but our crews were the only ones there. That's where we find our Ryan Sims tonight. Ryan, Decker's been missing for months. This is really the first time in a while the law enforcement has gotten that false sighting of him since, I guess, Idaho.
That's right. It's been about a month and a half, 2 months now. And so given that they say that they had no choice but to go full steam ahead with launching a lot of resources here in the Snoqualmie Pass area. Again, the magnitude of this case still weighs on just so many people, including authorities. So again, they say that when they get a tip like this, they have a duty, really, and a responsibility to look into it and go full steam ahead. That's what we saw here tonight, Steve, at Snoqualmie Pass. It was considerable. We saw about 30 personnel from various law enforcement agencies really fanning out across Snoqualmie Pass. They used drones. We saw canine teams. We saw the Guardian 1 helicopter above, really just scouring the mountains near the pass looking for Decker. You mentioned it, really kind of what really started this whole thing was that there was a hiker on the Pacific Crest Trail late this afternoon. They had come from an area, actually, according to authorities, where there were wanted posters of Travis Decker. So according to authorities, this hiker had just this afternoon seen one of those wanted posters with Decker's picture. We'll flash forward. They are on the Pacific Crest Trail a few hours later, and they see someone that resembles Decker, and they did what authorities say was the right thing to do. They immediately phoned it in, and authorities again say that they have a responsibility to look into every tip, treat every tip with the utmost of seriousness. So authorities came here immediately, looked for Decker. While Decker wasn't found, kind of really the takeaway of what we saw here tonight was that going on more than 2 months since Decker was last seen and since this just incredible tragedy in Wenatchee, authorities are still treating this and every tip very, very with a lot of responsibility, because again, this is a story that captivated the nation. And so you better believe that the small number of people who live here full-time in Snoqualmie Pass, they were very, very surprised to see this level of police activity here. Normally, obviously, this is a very kind of quiet time in the pass because there's no snow, obviously. So we got reaction from a few people here at the pass who say that they were just astonished to suddenly see so many authorities fanning out here randomly in the middle of the day. Again, Decker not found, but the search for him continues, obviously, across the country. And this, again, just shows that authorities are still treating this with the utmost of seriousness. Steve, we'll send it back to you.
Ryan Sims live at Snoqualmie Pass. Ryan, thank you.
All right, so what is the distance between Snoqualmie Pass to the Rock Island Campground? The Rock Island Campground is where the truck belonging to Travis Decker was found. The 3 bodies of his children were found nearby. 79 air miles away, 80 air miles away, right? So through the mountainous region, so it's definitely possible Decker could got that far where this possible sighting was. Let me show you on the map. All right, this is Google Maps. We take you to Washington State on the west coast of the United States. Let's zoom in. Look at this. So Decker's vehicle, his truck, bodies of his 3 little girls found in this general area. This general area, right? Rock Island Campground. This area. Now, this is Snoqualmie Pass. And you could see it's about 79 air miles, but it takes 2 hours to go around via a vehicle. But it's possible once the area here, the campground, it's possible right when this incident happened, him to navigate through the woods and get to that Pacific Trail that goes from Canada down south through the Snoqualmie Pass. We're going to eye the situation. Is Travis Decker alive or not? Let me know what you think. Is he out there?
Hello. This happened,
Okay.
I got my license.
What's that?
I got my license.
No, the story. What happened?
Everybody was rolling and everything was going, and all of a sudden I hit him. I don't know how all of a sudden it felt like he was sitting at a stop.
Light was green.
Light was green. All the other cars were rolling. I wasn't on the accelerator. I was still just getting my foot off the brake because I know this light's usually really slow.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we're sitting there.
Okay.
Well, we stopped there, and I asked them to come over here just so we weren't sitting over.
Oh, yeah. No problem. Can you grab your license, registration, insurance?
My son doesn't have his registration, but he has his paperwork for the vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, registration.
Okay.
Sorry, it's all jacked up.
No big deal.
License, I don't have insurance.
Can you text that to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your address still good? 705 Riverside?
Not anymore.
Okay. Where are you at now?
I'm kind of in transit.
Okay. Where do you get mail right now?
I am receiving it at the Armory over here in Wenatchee.
Okay. What's the address there, you know?
1230 5th Street. I'll use my ex-wife's address.
Reportable damage. There won't be a report or anything, but here's the exchange info. It's got his information, his insurance.
The last part of it.
Sorry, what?
What you were saying.
Oh, it's non-reportable damage, so I won't be doing like a state accident report or anything on it.
What's the difference? I'm just curious.
$1,000. $1,000 of damage causes triggers what's called a state
So
accident.
it's less than $1,000 in damage.
I would think so.
On his vehicle or mine?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think so, but that's, I don't know. I mean,
Depends on the shop.
it depends on the shop, I'm sure. But so here's your registration back, your license. So we are.
This report just came out within the last few days. Sheriff says someone sympathetic to Travis Decker is possibly helping him evade law enforcement. The manhunt for Travis Decker began on June 2nd after his 3 daughters were found dead in a remote area of the Rock Island Campground in Chelan County, Washington. They're saying here, as the search for Travis Decker, the man suspected of killing his 3 daughters nearly 2 months ago, continues, the Washington sheriff leading the investigation says it's possible someone is helping the former combat veteran evade the law enforcement. Certainly, there's the potential that he could have someone that was just more sympathetic to him and is providing him assistance. We put the message out that we don't think that's a wise decision, but we can get that everyone's going to make their own choices. The sheriff's office, along with search and rescue organizations, have conducted an exhaustive search for Decker in the surrounding counties. It started June 2nd after his 3 daughters were found dead in a remote area. Decker's pickup truck was found at the campground, but the 32-year-old murder suspect was nowhere to be found. Decker had picked up the girls on a May 30th for a court-appointed visit, but failed to return them to their mother. The mom, Whitney Decker, reported her daughters missing to police later that day, setting off a frantic search for the missing people. So, sympathetic people out there could be helping him out on the trails in the mountains. What do you think? Definitely a possibility. We are on this on JLR Investigates. So, I'm not so sure that's him But there was a call that triggered a massive law enforcement response in the Snoqualmie Pass, the trail in that area that goes from north to south, south to north. They were with canines and drones. They were out there. Was this a false alarm? Remember, a few weeks back, there was a possible sighting of Travis Decker in Idaho outside Boise, which ended up being a false alarm. Seems like this could be a false alarm too, but it's good to get his image out there because he is still out there somewhere, dead or alive. You saw the body cam footage of him just 3 days prior to this crazy incident. Where is he? And then also, sympathetic people out there could be helping him, like an Eric Rudolph type situation. Remember Eric Rudolph, the Olympic Park bomber, the abortion clinic bomber that was hiding in Murphy, North Carolina for all those years? People are saying that the locals were helping him. Do we have locals out there in this area, west of Leavenworth, in the Cascade Mountains, helping Travis Decker? Who knows? But we're giving you the new information that's out. We're still on this case. We've been covering this case and this terrible tragedy since day one. If any other spottings, sightings, or anything that comes out related to Travis Decker, we will share on JLR Investigate. Sub to the channel, like, hit the notification button. This dude needs to be found, dead or alive. If you have any information, contact law enforcement immediately. He is considered armed and dangerous. We'll talk soon. JLR Investigates. Stay tuned.